Your values and interests and principles are based on respect. And the other aspect I'd like to look at is ethics. Now, when we break it down from a Kemetic perspective, what we see is that ma'at is ethics. It's what we call moral exaltations. And they're based on thinking. Ethics is based on thinking, developing a moral exaltation. Exaltation means to what you exalt, what you hold to be very important to you, what you prioritize in your daily life. Now, Ma'at was represented by an ostrich feather. Her mate, as it relates to what could be a husband and wife, she, Ma'at being the wife, was married to, or who is her counterpart, is Tehuti. Tehuti was an ibis bird. Basically, when you look at the world out here today, it would be a crane. And it's just, it's so interesting when you look at the animal world and how our ancestors used different animals to represent different concepts of the Creator's creations. Tehuti represents respect. That is the intellectual illumination, or the act on what you respect. So you have respect and you have ethics. You have Tehuti and you have Ba'at. But Tehuti can only exist in the presence of Ma'at. And Ma'at can only exist in the presence of Tehuti. So we have moral exaltation precedes intellectual illumination. So we are living in a world now where we have people who are intelligent, and they range in age. To the African tradition, the elder was the most revered of everybody. So the idea of moral exaltation precedes intellectual illumination. Basically, it means it doesn't make a difference how intelligent you are, but if you're not moral in your grounding, then it doesn't make a difference what you know. And we're living in a very interesting world where people who are young can have a great deal of financial reward. They can have all the things that life should have, and you have elders that are barely making it. Well, from an African universal cosmic reality, that can't happen. But in the world we're living in today, it can. Let's talk about a little bit of Tehuti. Let's talk about intellect. Let's talk about how we feel as it relates to how we act. Respect. The world of today and tomorrow is becoming increasingly diverse. And there is no way to cut yourself off from this diversity. Accordingly, we must respect those who differ from us as well as those with whom we have similarities. Now, I know this might call to mind the idea that I'm speaking about cultures, but I'm really talking about people in general. As it relates to, even within a particular cultural group, there are different ways of looking at the world. And so basically what I'm saying is that respect is the ability for us to understand that we're all not the same, that we all have our own ways of doing what it is that we have to do. And if you look at the troubles of the world today, if you look at white fragility, what you're basically looking at is a cultural group with a total lack of respect, not just for other people, but even for themselves. And it becomes important that we understand this, no matter how they may be presenting themselves. Respect is extremely important. To have a respectful mind, to think respectfully. It welcomes differences between human individuals and between human groups.